Hello, brothers and sisters. I'm like, Dark. Welcome to my page. My page to my conversation. I try to keep it down under the nitty gritty under 10 minutes. If it goes over 10 minutes, it's something very, very, very important. I got shit on my plate. This year, I'm not going to be having any money problems this year. So, this is the last year. I didn't say this last year. I didn't say this in 2019. Didn't say it in 2020. But this would be my year, which I would either have no more money problems or will have no more honey problems. Okay, honey means that I need more babies. Okay, I try to make more babies. I don't care about the women that I produce them with, especially if they're disobedient and shit, and they don't believe in polygyny, and especially if they're not virginities. Okay, you know, and yada yada yada. But other than that, children are more important. But not daughters. Daughters are a little bit harder, so you got to keep them at bay a little bit until they reach a certain age. Okay. But if you have any comments, questions, insults, or roast you put it down below. This video is going to be about, it's unscripted, by the way. I'm just talking to you personally, as mano to mano, okay? Whoever's out there listening to me, only the few elite out here. I know my videos are supposedly getting thousands of views, but I don't really care about the views too much on YouTube, as a matter of fact, because of their algorithms and all the other bullshit. This video is going to be about a mama's boys. My perspective of what a mama's boy is, I'm going to put you in my shoes when I was younger, okay? A mama's boy is any man, okay? Most of the time when I come across guys in the street, they're mostly mama's boys. But simply got to say, your mama, you know, if I say that to you and you got offended, then you're a mama's boy. That's not really hard to understand. Your mama. I say, you suck a dick. They'll call you a name or some shit. Your mama, okay? You know, in New York, right? If you said your mama in New York, where I was born and raised at, please read my description box below. You'll get shot because the people who carry guns are mama's boys. Gangsters are mama's boys. Okay, all of these individuals are mama's boys. And most of these guys right here are not alphas. They're beta alphas, and keep alpha out of your mouth. But that's my definition of what a mama's boy is. How I became not a mama's boy is when I was younger, I was already self-aware at 7 years old. And a mama's boy is usually born. Okay, and also boys who are not mama's boy are also born too. So you're either born with the gene or you have the gene. You don't have the gene. Which one is it? Okay, most guys out there are beta alphas and they can never be alphas. But let me just give you the lowdown of pathology of what I mean here. When I was younger, I have all my brothers are mama's boys. Okay, I just keep it clear. Okay, they're mama's boys. Okay, trust me on that. When I was younger, I'm the oldest of all my 3 brothers and sisters. I'm going to tell you the pathology. And as I said before, how I got my schizophrenia, okay, which is basically not a sickness. It depends on how you look at the totem pole, the aspect of it. Okay, there's good schizophrenia, and then there's bad schizophrenia. Trust me, there is. And I did the research on this. Okay, I'm just trying to keep it simple for you now here. My good schizophrenia came into being the public play because I was being abused. And the voice told me not to kill my stepdad. Okay, so you know that's a good one. He told me you'll be in the dark. It became aware into my mind's third eye when I was 7 years old. Before this time, before I even tried to do some shit like that, and before I started hearing the Holy Spirit, I was doing all sorts of crazy shit to talk to my mom because I was a very mature and astute little boy, okay, you know, so I didn't really belong with the other children. I was in special ed a little bit, and of course, have I been I think I have at one time, but she took me out, okay? I think she did she made some bad decisions, okay? That's my mom, because I saw her making bad decisions, you know? But when I would talk to my mom, I would literally just simply ask her questions. It's that simple. When you're a boy at that age, before the age of 7, asking certain questions, okay, don't get me wrong, a lot of you guys didn't do those types of things. So you're most likely to be mama's boys, because you came across people's ideas in external media since. I was like this since before 7 years old. Before 7 years old, I was very self-aware. My mom was like actually punishing me for asking simple questions, not stupid questions like, why do we need to worry about worshiping a God that we can't see, okay, you know, and I even went to the preachers and shit like that. So my raising Dutchman was already aware, so I'm an Indigo child, okay, so yada, 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 okay, you know, a little bit of Asperger's there, you know. Just looking at society in itself, people are very biased, okay. And a lot of times, okay, the feminine aspect is not really in their right state of mind. Okay, so now you know about the feminist movement, Gloria Steinem, okay, you already know about the pathology about that. we have a lot more single mothers out there. And then I realized how most guys are called deadbeat dads. And I'm like, why is there no such thing as deadbeat mothers? Okay, it's just a feminist economy, okay? A matriarch. It's a patriarch in a sense because the illuminated ones, I'm going off a little side topic here, has caused this to occur. But I'm not going to go too far off the subject here. But when I was younger, I was asking peculiar questions, which most kids don't usually ask. Okay? I wasn't religious, and I didn't really fall for that shit. So if you're religious, you're a mama's boy. Okay, so we listed a couple things here how I see guys as mama's boys. If you smoke cigarettes, you're a mama's boy. You're alcoholic, you're using the drugs, you're a mama's boy. Okay? To me, you're a mama's boy. You like weapons. Okay, you look for validation. You're a simp. Okay, you're a mama's boy. Overall, at the top, you're a mama's boy, all right? 80% of guys, I could say pretty much 90%, really. There's a lot of mama's boys out there. And I would say something about the mama. Every mama was a whore. My mama, that's how fuck you want. As soon as they get emotional, you're a mama's boy. You just automatically explained to me how you're a mama's boy. You're emotional. You didn't even ask me a question what I meant by that. I could have been joking around, but you know how people guys are mama's boys. They don't talk about my mama. You could talk about my mama. I don't get offended. Okay. So how is a man a mama's boy? That's how it works. Emotional EDBs, emotional douchebags. That's a mama's boy. That's the true definition of a mama's boy. And as though as my voice may sound cringy to millennials, though my voice may sound cringy to those people who feel them condescending because they didn't have an alpha for their father, as their father, whatever. Understanding that's a fact. Any emotional person out there they don't care to do any research or anything like that, is a mama's boy. All right? So we already got that out of the way. We already know, no, I'm not going to say we because I'm talking about me. We already know we have more deadbeat mothers than deadbeat fathers. Okay, all right? Okay, that's a fact. Okay, now if you want to debate with me or you want to come on the stream and I can explain it to you and break it down verbatim, pathology, whatever, yada, 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 because I'm a Generation X, and you're more likely to be a millennial because I was born in 1974, goddammit. Come to my page and we can have a chat, all right? And I'll show you the demographics and all this other yada, yada, yada shit because I lived in hillbilly, trailer park trash. I lived in the hood. I lived in North Carolina. I lived in South Carolina. I lived in Ethiopia. I've been traveling. I lived in North Carolina. All right? And people don't understand that I've traveled and lived in multiple places. Talked to hundreds of people, maybe even thousands. But I lose count after a while. I get tired of that shit. I got daughters now. But I might have more free time on my hand. I'm most likely going to have free time because my wife is not paying some money. If she don't pay me no money, I don't do no services. Because women used to pay me for my services. I already said this before. Is that hard to understand what a mama's boy is? That's like 80 to 90% of guys out there, mama's boys. Trust me, there are. Gangsters are mama's boys. I'm like, damn, why are you doing drugs and fighting for milk and eggs? That's pathetic. Just focus on yourself. No, they want to focus on what everybody else is doing. They want to they want to wear their hat backwards. That's a mama's boy. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Just keep it simple, guys. Keep it simple. Okay, what else is there to say about mama's boy? I'm making this video because I saw this podcast where this female says, "Are you a mama's boy?" I'm just answering it for you right now. Are you an emotional person? Are you a religious person? Are you a person who smokes? Are you a person who like drinking? You're a mama's boy. These things are relatable to an emotional person. I asked a person, why are you smoking that shit? The guy's asking me, can you blow in my balls? That's kind of gay, man. Blow my child's kid's nephew's balloon. And I said, why can't you blow it in yourself? Again, you he said, me and his girl, he said, we smoke again. And I said, so stop smoking it, man. They're mama's boys. They weren't raised by a disciplined father. Okay? It's that simple. But other than that, I had to train myself when I was younger. I started asking questions. My father wasn't really there. I had a stepdad. But honest to God, I just was I'm like Dr. Sebi and fucking Jack LaLanne, which a lot of you guys don't know who Jack LaLanne is, again, but it's okay. Just ask me some questions and you'll learn something. But other than that, you already know what a mama's boy is. I don't fit in none of them criterias, dogs. So don't put me in that basket. All right, I'm out of here, you guys. I hope you understand what a mama's boy is now. Sensitive EDBs, emotional douchebags. who basically didn't have the proper education by an alpha father. I'm an alpha dad. Okay, all right? Other than that, I'm out here. I hope you learned something. If you have any other comments, questions, and insults, you put it down below. Also, it can be genetic too as well, because my brothers, I always wondered why they didn't want to listen to me. I'm Leonardo. I have 3 brothers and 3 sisters. My youngest brother is Raphael. Isn't that something? Okay, my 3rd oldest brother is Frankie, okay? And then Thomas, and then Tyson, okay? You know, they're my brothers, okay? Donatello, I said, hey, Donatello should be smart. But of course, he may not be a great warrior just like Leonardo, but, you know, obviously, they don't have the discipline like Leonardo. You already know that. But other than that, what else can I say about that? It's a genetic thing. I even asked my brothers, I said, why you believe in such nonsense? And they still just didn't ignore those raison d'etre questions. They just ignored them. Even to this day, my brothers are still into that religious shit. And I'm like, damn, you don't do no research. I knew when I was younger that Santa Claus was false. The Easter Bunny, you know, I said, okay, you know, if Santa Claus is real, I actually caught my dad putting some gifts under the tree, and I said, why would my dad lie though? Okay, and that's where it started. It became contagious for me to ask questions. Okay, alphas ask questions and they got standards, but most guys and most women in particular don't really have standards. They just don't. So their lives are just subpar. Okay, you know that's a fact. Okay, so other than that, that's all I really got to say about it. Fact, there's more deadbeat mothers out there than deadbeat dads, because I don't believe in deadbeat dads. They don't have a chance in the matriarch. And fact, okay, most guys are basically mama's boys, okay? Peace.